let's make homemade from scratch Pop-Tarts. Don't worry, I'm not going all Nora Smith on you, okay? Nora? I don't know. First, we're gonna start by making our pie crust. That's what we're gonna use as the base for the Pop-Tart. Now, it's like one of the 3 recipes I don't share. It is my Italian grandmother's, so I'm going to make it. What I will tell you is you can use whatever pie crust you want, but if you want to make it from scratch, the recipe that I use, that I think is superior, of course, because it's my family's, but anyway, is Crisco based. Do with that what you will. Pie dough is done. We're gonna set this in the fridge. It's gotta chill. While it's chilling, let's make fillings. Okay, I'm gonna be making a couple different kinds of fruit fillings. So we're gonna start with some raspberry jam. Might whip up some blueberry compote. I got strawberries. Let's go. Okay, fruit fillings don't have to be hard. We're gonna make some raspberry jam. I just washed these. I have 24 ounces of fresh raspberries. You can use frozen. Half a cup of white granulated sugar. Now, obviously, if you're using 12 ounces, cut that sugar in half. Zest of a lemon, okay? Zest it. So I think we're gonna do some like a raspberry lemon Pop-Tart. I want like a bougie name for it. Like I don't know. A fancy Pop-Tart name. Bakeries have been doing these for a couple of years, right? I mean, because they have all the ingredients. So I love that I'm finally trying them. Thanks to my friend Colleen for suggesting it more. All right, so that's what we're looking like right now. Now I'm going to add the juice of this lemon as well. Now I'm adding in just a teaspoon of cornstarch. That's going to help it thicken a little, but what we're going to do after we cook this down is throw it on the stand mixer with our whisk attachment and whisk it up and break open some of those seeds. So the seeds in raspberries contain natural pectin. Pectin is what's used to thicken jams, jellies, stuff like that. So by breaking it open and then letting it chill and sit, it's going to firm up and you haven't had to use any gelatin or anything like that. So I'm gonna throw this on the stove. It's getting all bubbly and gorgeous. I'm gonna let it simmer for another 2 minutes and then yank it off the heat. It's on the mixer doing its thing. Yes, I've covered it with a damp paper towel because unless you wanna wear it or clean it off of everything with the speed that it's on, you gotta do this. You can also use an immersion blender if you wanna stand there for forever and a day, but your girl's moving on to her next one. I really like strawberries, blueberries. Let's put our hands together. Mixed berry, yeah. You need one of these little strawberry choppers. Well, you can use them for other fruit too. I'm gonna go for more of a preserves, compote-ness. So I'm just gonna slice them like that, dump them in my pot. All right, listen, with preserves and jams and stuff, you don't have to go crazy with flavors and spices and stuff like that. You can, but you don't have to. Okay, blueberries, strawberries in here. I'm gonna add a little bit of granulated sugar. I'm going to add some lemon zest, just the zest this time, and a little bit of ground ginger, and that's it. If I'm adding other fruits, and if it's a bit later in the year and the weather's a little cooler, sometimes I add a pinch of cinnamon. But we're gonna throw this on the stove, low and slow, let it do its thing, and then pop it in the fridge with the other filling so that everything is chilling. And then, like the Avengers, we assemble. All right, I got my pie dough rolled out. I don't know if it's too thin. We're gonna find out. I have this square cookie cutter that I'm gonna use for my Pop-Tarts. I'm gonna do 2 because, well, they need to go on top of each other. Also, we're gonna, these are the, I hope it work, prototypes. So let's put one down on some parchment. We'll fill it and come back. I know that the key is going to be to not overfill them. I don't know if that's possible, but I'm going to try. Well, I overfilled one, but I think this one's gonna seal nicely. So now we're gonna take this other side, put it on top, and then seal it. I think we're gonna do fork crimpies. All right, they're sealed in air quotes. And I put like little, just like one little fork puncture to let steam out. Now I'm gonna brush them with just a little egg wash to help get the pie dough beautiful and golden brown. And I'm gonna pop these into a 350-degree oven for I'm not sure how long yet. I'm gonna start with 10 minutes and see how we look. Okay, they're out of the oven. They took longer than I expected. That's fine, that's why we're doing this. They're bursting open a little, but we're gonna let them cool and then ice them. I'm gonna put like a glaze on top. I might roll them like, once I cut them, I think I cut it a little thick, so I think I'm gonna roll them out, make them a little bit thinner, then they'll be a little bit bigger and I'll have more room to like press together, but yeah, I'll be back. Okay, here they are, all finished with some fall sprinkles. So now we just need the taste test, and luckily, I have a husband for that. Before he tries it, they're gonna be a little bit bigger than this, but like what do you think I should charge? Filled with homemade filling, homemade pie filling. Anyway, okay.
Okay.
Oh, the icing's wet, but all right. Give it a try. He's the official taste tester of Sweet Notes Bakery. Let's see the inside. That looks pretty good.
Yeah, that's really good.
Is it a lot of dough?
It's a little bit of
Yeah,
dough.
I think it needs to be thinner. They look thick with juices.
Yeah, but the filling's really good.
All right.
Yeah.
So now we just need a name, y'all. Drop your name suggestions in the comments and what you would pay or how much you think. I mean, obviously it's different everywhere you live, but
I say toasted fruit pockets.
I'm not saying toasted fruit pockets. All right. Let's see how they do at the bakery tomorrow.